Hello? Hello? Okay, right. Now we shall move on to another kind of inverse Laplace transformations. And I mean to say that different types of problem. In the first class, first problem we did it with simple and real roots. We did it. Second one, multiple roots. Now we shall go for a problem on complex roots. Okay, right? Find the inverse Laplace transformation. Is it visible, madam? Okay. Find the inverse Laplace transformation of s cube plus 3, s square plus 3. F of s is equal to s square plus 3 divided by s square plus 2s plus 5 into s plus 2. So this here we have complex roots are there. Okay, right? Now, if that is the case, then how to solve this one? So f of s is equal to so f of s is equal to this one we can write it as what? As plus b. Okay, right? So this for complex we have as plus b divided by s square plus 2s plus 5 plus c divided by s plus 2. So therefore, what is that? You can write it s square plus 3 is equal to for complex values. This is how partial fraction will be. All these things you studied in first PU. So same thing in the partial fraction. Rest only Laplace transformation portion we need to be, it is a new for you. But other things and all already you have studied this, right? So this can be written as as plus b into s plus 2 plus c into s square plus 2s plus 5. Okay, right. Now, what you should do? Put s is equal to minus 2. If s is equal to minus 2 whole square is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 is equal to, s is equal to minus 2 means what? This will become 0. C into minus 2 plus 2, 0. C into minus 2 whole square. That is 4. Minus 2 into 2, minus 4 plus 5. So, therefore, C is equal to 7 by 5. C is equal to 7 by 5.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
7 by 5. So, S is equal to, C is equal to 7 by 5. Now, equating the coefficients of S square. S square coefficient is 1 is equal to A square. A square is A is the coefficient. And here plus C. A plus C you will get it. Therefore, A is equal to 1 minus C, which is equal to 1 minus 7 by 5, which is equal to 5 minus 7 is minus 2 by 5. Minus 2 by 5. Okay, right. Now we got C and A. Now we'll have to find out B. Equating the coefficients of S. Coefficients of S. What will you get? So S coefficient is what? 3A. Sorry, S coefficient is 0, left hand side. 0 is equal to. Is it audible? Laptop, huh? Laptop, no problem. Huh? So this one is okay, no? Okay. ಇದು ಸರಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. 1 minute. 1 minute. ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಈಗ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. Sorry. Okay, right. 0 is equal to what is that we have? Coefficients of S. Coefficient of S here is A square. A is not there. B and bs and 2a plus 2a, and s coefficients are what? 2c plus 2c. Okay, right. So 2c is the s coefficient is equal to 0. Now what is that we need to find out? B is equal to minus 2a minus 2c. B is equal to minus 2 into a. A is minus 2 by 5. Minus 2 into c. C is 7 by 5. Okay, right. 4 by 5 minus 14 by 5 plus 4 by 5. So 5 LCM. So minus 10 by 5, which is equal to minus 2. Okay, right? So B is equal to minus 2. Therefore, what is that you can say? So f of s is equal to f of s is equal to as by a is what? A is minus 2 by 5 s plus b is minus 2 divided by s square plus 2s s square plus 2s plus 5 plus c. C is how much? 7 by 5. 7 by 5 divided by s plus 2. Okay, right. So now we'll have to go for the standard format. Right. So now this can minus 2 by 5, you can take it outside. So f of s. Now we'll have to go for the standard form of the Laplace transformation. Minus 2 by 5, if you take it outside, what is left out? Minus 2 is there, 1 is left out. 5 you have taken, you have to write down 5. So now like s plus 5, we can write it. Multiply and check it out once again. So this is s plus 5 minus 2 by 5s minus 5 gets cancelled, minus 2. It's correct. So now what is that we can write it here? S plus 5 divided by, okay. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. So now completing the square method you follow. And what is that we have? S, half of it is s plus 1 whole square. S plus 1 whole square plus s plus 1 whole square is nothing but what? S square plus 2s plus 1, you will get it. So s square plus 2s plus 1, if you take it up, then what is left out? 4. That 4 can be written as 2 square. Okay. So, or you can write it as 4 itself, no problem. I think it's not required. Which is nothing but equal to plus 7 by 5 divided by s plus 2. Okay, right. So now go for this. You split this one because we don't have standard format. See, we have s plus b divided by s plus b whole square plus a is there formula. So therefore, if you want to find out the inverse Laplace transformation, this one and this one should be same. So therefore, what I should do is f of s is equal to minus 2 by 5 into you split this one s plus 5 into s plus 1 plus 4, s plus 1 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 4 plus what is that we have? Minus 2 by 5 into 4. Minus 2 by 5 into 4 divided by s plus 1 whole square plus 4 plus 7 by 5 into s plus 2. This way you should write it. Once you get this one, we have formula for this. So what is that? We have standard relation. Go for that standard relation. So what it says, standard relation, you go to the table and check it out. What and all is there? Table of inverse Laplace transformation, we did it, standard relations. Okay, right. So now what is that we have is, so this 4 we can write it as 2 square. That is standard relation. 2 square is also 2 square. One formula is there. You can check it in the table. So it says that one is s plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus omega square. S plus a divided by. So a is here. S plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus omega square. We have one formula. For that, the inverse Laplace transformation is e to the power of minus at into sine omega t. So if you take inverse Laplace transformation, f of t is equal to minus 2 by 5, you constantly write it as it is. E to the power of minus t, e to the power of minus at is said. A is what? 1. So minus t we get it into sine of omega t. Sine of omega is 2. 2 into t. Okay, right. Minus 8 by 5. Minus 8 by 5 into 1 over s plus a whole square. 1 over s plus a whole square. Okay, right. Omega is also required. Okay. So 8 plus 5, we can write it as. Okay, right. You take this one. What is that? 2, you take it here. So we have one formula. What is known as omega divided by s plus a whole square plus, sorry, s plus a divided by 1. So this is not sine, this cos, sorry. This is cos. This is cos 2t. Cos 2t. Okay, right. This one is sin 2t. Okay, right. Sin 2t, what is that? We have omega divided by s plus a whole square plus omega square. Omega divided by s plus a whole square plus omega square. So therefore, what is that? We can write it. This can be written as what? Minus 2 by 5 into 4 is there. No? Only 2 we can keep it here. So minus 4 by 5. Minus 4 by 5 you keep it as it is. Omega is 2. Okay, right? Omega divided by s plus, that is e to the power of minus t into sine of 2t plus 7 by 5 into. Okay, right. So we have taken out minus 4 by 5, so that 2 will be left out. But 2 is your omega. Omega divided by s plus a whole square. So that is nothing but equal to e to the power of minus t plus sine 2t plus 7 by 5 into, that is nothing but equal to what? 1 over s plus a. That is nothing but equal to e to the power of what? E to the power of minus t. So into u of t we can write it only for positive values. So that is the answer for your problem. So that is, yes, it is right. Yeah. It is right. So that's how we should solve this problem. Now we shall go for that's all, the different formats of the problems in the inverse Laplace transformation. Now we shall go for some examination problems on the inverse Laplace transformation. Okay, right. So an examination problem, inverse Laplace transformation using convolution integral is said. Find the inverse Laplace transformation using convolution integral. This is an examination question from July 2016 for 5 marks. July 2016 for 5 marks. The question is like this. f of s is equal to 1 divided by s into s plus 4. This is very easy using partial fraction method, but he said that find the inverse Laplace transformation using convolution integral, he said. Okay, right. So what is this convolution integral means? We'll have to use the convolution property. Oh, f of s can be splitted into 1 by s into 1 by s plus 4. Let us say this one you call it as f1 of s into f2 of s is equal to f of s. Now you take the inverse Laplace transformation. What will you get? F of t is equal to f1 of t. Inverse Laplace f2 of t is f2 of s is f2 of t. Multiplication will become convolution. Okay, right. Now, what is your f1 of s? f1 of s is equal to 1 by s. Therefore, take the inverse Laplace transformation. You will get it as f1 of t is equal to what is the inverse Laplace transformation of 1 by s is 1. 1 by s is 1 or u of t we can write it. Or f2 of t is equal to 1 by s plus 4. Inverse Laplace transformation is f2 of t is equal to inverse Laplace transformation of 1 by s plus 4 is e to the power of minus 4t. Now, what is the definition of the convolution? By definition of convolution, okay, right. What is that? We can write it. F1 of t convolution with f2 of t is equal to integration from here for one sided we can write it as 0 to infinity f1 of tau into f2 of t minus tau d tau. Or this is convolution is a commutative property. We can write it as f2 of t which is equal to f2 of t convolution with f1 of t which is equal to integration 0 to infinity f2 of tau into f1 of t minus tau d tau. Just for easy, we solve the problem. Okay, right? f2 of tau is nothing but equal to integration from 0 to infinity e to the power of minus 4 tau into f1 of t minus tau is 1 only, no? That is right. It is very easy for me. That's why I have taken like this, which is equal to e to the power of minus 4 tau divided by minus 4 between the limits 0 to infinity, which is nothing but equal to minus 1 by 4 into e to the power of minus infinity is 0 minus e to the power of 0 is 1. We'll get it as 1 by 4. That's how we'll have to find the convolution. So inverse Laplace transformation using this is from integration from where to where? 0 to t. Here it's not infinity because it is not going 0 to t. You should take it, not infinity, because signal is not infinite here. We take it as t. If that is the case, then we can write it as 1 minute. So here it is, what is that? Minus 1 by 4 into integration from where to where? E to the power of minus 4 tau is nothing but equal to e to the power of minus 4t minus e to the power of 0 is 1. So 1 by 4 into 1 minus e to the power of minus 4. Sorry. So here we will have to take the integration up to t because it is a limited signal. It's not up to infinity. Right? So that's all about problem, but we have to check it out if any other problem is left out. Yeah, one more problem is there. Find the inverse Laplace transformation of the examination problem. Using convolution theorem, find the inverse Laplace transformation. 3 problems he has given in this. Okay, so one I'll do it is very easy one. F of s is equal to 1 over s into s plus 1. It's very easy. And the second one is 1 over s minus s divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. Okay. F of s is equal to the same method only we should do it. Okay. Once again, this is nothing but equal to f of s is equal to 1 by s into 1 by s plus 1. Same method we should follow. Only value is different. That's all. Here it is 4 earlier. It is similar to that. You can try out. I think we are no need to do this problem. Okay. Similar kind of problem we have. Follow the previous problem. You can easily do it. Right. One more examination problem. He says that find the convolution. See, instead of January 2016, one problem is there. Find the convolution of 4 marks. Find the convolution of h of t is equal to e to the power of minus t and f of t is equal to e to the power of minus 2t. Find the convolution is said. So convolution using Laplace transformation only you should do it. So what is the easiest is that only. So what is that we said? H of t convolution with f of t is equal to h of s into f of s according to as Laplace transformation property, Laplace transformation. So h of s is equal to, so this let us say I'll call it as h of s into f of s is equal to h of s into f of s is equal to Laplace transformation of e to the power of minus t is what is that we have? E to the power of minus t is 1 over s plus 1 into 1 over s plus 2, or it is better to you to do it in time domain itself. S plus 2 multiplication, and if you take the inverse Laplace, yeah, we can go for the partial fraction. We can do it easily. H of s into f of s is equal to, so this we can write it as a by s plus 1 plus b divided by s plus 2. So therefore what I should do? Partial fraction, which is nothing but equal to, what is that numerator? 1 is equal to a into s plus 2 plus b into s plus 1. Okay, right. Now minus 2, s is equal to minus 2, 1 is equal to b into s is equal to minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Therefore b is equal to minus 1. Put s is equal to minus 1. If put is s is equal to minus 1, 1 is equal to minus 1 plus 2 is 1. Therefore it is, we get a is equal to 1. So a is equal to 1 and b is equal to minus 1. Therefore h of s into f of s is equal to a 1 divided by s plus 1, b minus 1 divided by s plus 2. Take the inverse Laplace transformation. H of t multiplication become convolution, f of t is equal to, take the inverse Laplace transformation, e to the power of minus t minus e to the power of minus 2t. So that is the Laplace transformation of convolution of h of t with f of t using convolution property. Okay, so we can easily do this, right? Like this we can solve any number of problems. Let us go through the question papers. So already I did all the question paper problem. Still, if anything is left out, I'll do it in this module. So that if I verify that question papers, I think that will be the end of this module. Yeah, all the problems I did it in from this. Find the Laplace transformation of a periodic signal. One triangle waveform he has given. It's very easy one. We did it. Okay. One more problem, it is periodic step form. Obtain the Laplace transformation of step function, ramp function, impulse function. Find the Laplace transformation of the periodic waveform. That also we did. Find the Laplace transformation of periodic rectangular and triangle. That and all we did it. Right. So this completes module Laplace transformation. Now we shall go for the next topic. If I see this, yeah, in the syllabus, we did first module and second module and fourth module. Fifth module, half I did it. Okay, now the second part, two port parameters I did it. So next part is resonance in the module 5. So now we shall move on to the module 5. Module 5. Module 5, part 2. Part 2, resonance. Okay, right. So we have one of the easiest topic in the examination also. If you remember certain set of formulae, we can easily attempt these questions in this chapter. Now let us move on to this topic. Right. So you studied already resonance in the physics and other subjects, and even in first semester basic electrical. Let me see what are the other concepts of the Laplace, advanced concepts of the resonance, and why we should study all these things. Okay. Right. So what is a resonance? We shall define resonance. Resonance is a condition in AC circuit. It occurs only in AC circuits, wherein reactance is equal to, what is the capacitive reactance is equal to inductive reactance. That means it is a condition in AC circuit wherein XL is equal to XC. Let's say I have a circuit. That means this is AC circuit. It is applicable only for AC circuits. Let us say I have an inductance and I have a capacitance, and let us say I have one resistance, something like this. This is L, C, R. If the XL is the capacitive inductive reactance and XC is the capacitive reactance, then if XL is equal to XC, that condition in the, what is it? Inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance, that we call it as resonance. That means the circuit is said to be, if the inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance, the circuit is said to be at resonance, we said. Or another way of doing it. It is a condition in AC circuit. Many definitions are there in this one. Once if they see, actually what will happen is, if you take the impedance, complete impedance, Z is equal to R plus JXL minus JXC is the total impedance in this one. Okay, right? Where XL is equal to omega L and XC is equal to 1 by omega C. Okay, right. Now, when the inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance, these two gets cancelled. Therefore, at resonance, impedance of the total circuit is nothing but equal to R. That means circuit behaves like a purely resistive. So another way of defining the resonance is what? It is a condition in the AC circuit wherein circuit behaves like a purely resistive. That is another one. Third definition is, it is the condition in the AC circuit wherein if here is having only resistance, you see, if you have inductive reactance or capacitive reactance, what will happen? There may be a phase lead or phase lag will be there. But when there is only pure resistance is there, the voltage is in phase with the current. Voltage is in. So that means resonance, another definition for the resonance is, it is a condition in the AC circuit wherein voltage is in phase with the current. That is another definition for this. Okay. One more. That means, okay. One more condition, one more definition for the resonance is, the phase angle between voltage and current will be zero. In phase means what? Phase angle is, so it is a condition in AC circuit wherein phase angle is zero. Phase angle of between the voltage and current is zero. This is another definition. One more definition is there. If phi is equal to 0, if phi is equal to 0, what will happen is cos phi is equal to 1. This is nothing but power factor. It is a condition in AC circuit wherein power factor is unity. So these are the different definitions of the resonance. So resonance is a condition in AC circuit. First, we should tell that it is only for it is applicable only for AC circuit. A resonance is a condition in AC circuit wherein inductive reactance gets cancelled with the capacitor. That is, inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance. The second one, resonance is a condition in a AC circuit wherein circuit behaves like a purely resistive. And third definition is, resonance is a condition in AC circuit wherein voltage is in phase with the current. Fourth definition, it is a condition in AC circuit wherein phase angle is equal to 0. And fifth one, it is a condition in AC circuit wherein power factor is unity. So these are the some of the different definitions for the resonance. In this, basically we have two types of resonance. One is series resonance, wherein we have all these inductance, capacitance, resistors, all are connected in series. And if they are connected in parallel, we call it as parallel resonance. Now we shall go for the series resonance. Series resonance. Okay, right. So it means, let us consider the series resonance. Let us consider the AC circuit, resistance, inductance, and capacitance. And this is your AC circuit. Voltage is V, R, L, C. And this in reactance we call it as XL. This we call it as XC. Now, what is that we have? So what is the total impedance? The total impedance Z is equal to R plus JXL minus JXC. The total impedance of the circuit is equal to R plus where XL is equal to omega L, which is nothing but equal to 2 pi FL, and XC is equal to 1 by omega C, which is nothing but equal to 1 over 2 pi FC. So this is your capacitive reactance, this is your inductive reactance. If that is the case, at resonance, what will happen? At resonance, what will happen is, inductive reactance is equal to capacitive reactance. XL is equal to XC. XL is equal to XC is nothing but what? Omega L is nothing but equal to, at resonance, no, that we call it as omega naught L is equal to, at resonance, so what will happen is, omega is equal to omega naught, we call it as, that we call it as resonant frequency. Resonant frequency in radians per second, because it's angular frequency. Omega naught L is equal to 1 by omega naught into C. So therefore, omega naught square is equal to 1 by LC. Therefore, omega naught is equal to resonant frequency, omega naught is equal to 1 by root LC radians per second. So this is one way of defining in terms of angular frequency. Similarly, omega naught is equal to 2 pi F naught is equal to 1 over root LC where F naught is the resonant frequency. Therefore, F naught is equal to 1 over 2 pi into root LC. So this is the resonant frequency of a series resonant circuit, right? So what are the properties of this one? What are the properties? Okay, what are the properties? In the examination, he has asked. Net reactance is what? Net reactance. See, when the inductive reactance gets cancelled with the capacitance, therefore what will happen? The net reactance will be gets cancelled, that will be 0. So therefore, net reactance properties. First one is net reactance. Net reactance is equal to 0. Because inductive reactance gets cancelled with the capacitive reactance, therefore net reactance is equal to 0 we have. Net impedance is what? Net impedance, net reactance is 0 means these two gets cancelled. Net impedance is equal to resistance. Second property, net impedance is equal to R, only resistance. Net impedance is equal to R. Power factor is third one. Power factor is unity. Third one, unity. That is 1 power factor. And the fourth property is okay, right. When the reactance gets cancelled when the inductive reactance gets cancelled with the capacitive reactance, what will happen is total impedance is only R. There is no effect of inductance and capacitance. Therefore, what will happen is impedance will be minimum. Therefore, impedance will be fourth one. Impedance is minimum. The reason for this one is what? Impedance is minimum. The reason for this one is inductive reactance gets cancelled with the capacitive reactance. So therefore, only resistance, that's why it is minimum. If impedance is minimum, current has to be maximum. Current is maximum. Okay, right. Next, sixth one. Current is maximum. What about the phase angle? Phase angle is 0. Or we can write it as, current is in phase with voltage. Current is in phase with voltage. Okay, right. Eighth one. Current is in phase with voltage. Okay, if the current is maximum, power transfer is also maximum when at resonance. Power transfer is maximum. Power transfer is maximum. Right? And frequency at resonance, just a formula. Ninth one. Frequency at resonance. Is given by F naught is equal to 1 over 2 pi into root LC. So these are some of the properties of series resonant circuit, right? Now let us go for the variation of the current with frequency. Okay, let us consider this circuit. So in the examination, they list out the properties of series resonance, parallel resonance, something like that they'll ask in the exam. Okay, right. Now what we have is variation of current with frequency. Variation of current with frequency in series resonance. Variation of current. With frequency. Okay, right. Let us go for a graph for this. Okay. So now we have, let us say, the variation will be, so this is your current This will be, what is that, frequency. If that is the case, then what we have is, see, the equation you see here, Z is equal to what? R plus J omega L minus J 1 by omega C. If you write like that, so I have substituted. Now what will happen is, as the omega is nothing but 2 pi f, as omega increases, what will happen? As the frequency increases means what? Omega is increasing. Inductive reactance is goes on increasing. Okay, right. And capacitive reactance, what is that we have? This also is goes on. So this one is goes on decreasing. This one. So therefore, circuit is become inductive. So since the inductive reactance is more, the total impedance will be a resistance plus some inductive reactance will be there. Therefore, impedance is more. So impedance is more means current will be less in the beginning. So because of the inductive effect and capacitive effect. Now, as you increase the what will happen? Frequency. As they increase the frequency, what will happen? So the impedance is decreasing, and as in increasing, and current is impedance is decreasing, current is increasing. Okay, right? At resonance, what will happen? So that means this side circuit is inductive, because what will happen is, when you increase, what is that? At low frequencies, what will happen is, frequency is low. Sorry, 1 minute. Frequency is low, that become capacitive. Circuit become what? When frequency is low, this is low, and this is low, this will become capacitive. Sorry. Circuit will become capacitive at low frequencies. Now, as the frequency increases, what will happen? So this will increase. At resonance, what will happen? This will gets cancelled with this one. Further, if you increase the frequency, what will happen is, this portion will inductance portion is goes on increasing, and this one is goes on decreasing. Therefore, circuit will become inductive. So therefore, what will happen? This circuit will be inductive. So therefore, and the frequency at which maximum will occur, that we call as resonant frequency f naught or omega naught. Omega naught is nothing. This is nothing but equal to what? Z is equal to R plus J 2 pi f naught into L, 2 pi fl minus J into 1 by 2 pi f naught f into L, f into C. So initially what will happen? Frequency is low. When the frequency 1 by low is high, therefore circuit become what? Capacitive. As the frequency increases, at certain point of time, inductive reactance is equal to capacitance reactance. That we call it as resonant frequency. At that point, current will be maximum, and that current will call it as I naught. I naught is the maximum current we have. And further, if you increase the frequency, so that means initially frequency is low, means 1 by low is high, therefore circuit become capacitive. Now, further if you increase the frequency, what will happen? F is goes on increasing. As if F is high, what will happen? 1 by high is low, therefore this will be very small and this will be very large, therefore circuit will become inductive. So after resonance it will become inductive, before resonance become capacitive. So this is nothing but I naught is the maximum current. Now let us consider a point wherein it is reduced to half of what is that? 70% of the maximum value. So 70% of the maximum value is nothing but equal to I is equal to I naught by root 2. I naught by root 2 is nothing but equal to 1 by root 2 is nothing but 0.707. 0.707 is nothing but 70.7% of the maximum value. When the current reduces to 70.7% of the maximum value, at that point what will happen is the frequency is what we call it as F1. This we call it as F1 and this we call it as F2. These two frequencies F1 and F2 are called bandwidth or 3 dB bandwidth. Bandwidth we call it as or cutoff frequencies. Cutoff frequencies. We call it as cutoff frequencies. we call it as cutoff frequencies, and this one, the difference between these two, bandwidth is equal to f2 minus upper cutoff. This f2 is called as upper cutoff frequency and f1 is called as lower cutoff frequency. The difference between these two we call it as bandwidth of the in a resonant circuit, we said, right? So that's how we should do it. And these frequencies also known as half power frequencies. Why we call it, I'll tell it in the next class. Half power frequencies, also known as half power frequencies. Okay, what is the impedance at those points and all, I'll discuss in the next class. Okay, we'll continue in the next class.